What's going on, Android fans? This is Clayton Youngberg coming at you from the one and only AndroidAuthority.com. Today we're coming at you with another awesome review. We've got the Asus Transformer Pad TF300T, as well as the Asus Transformer Pad Mobile Dock. Now, the TF300T tablet is coming in around $399, and the mobile dock is coming in at $150. So paired together, you've got a really good experience. This almost turns the tablet into a netbook-like device, and it can actually outperform most netbooks due to its hardware. Now, anyways, let's just get into some of the hardware. We've got the royal blue Asus Transformer Pad here. You can see it's a really nice design. They went with the swirl design on the back. They usually do that. The Asus Transformer Prime had that with a metal back. Now, this is going with the plastic back for a cheaper tablet, but it does not lack any functionality. You can see here it's a nice clamshell design with the mobile dock. And it is really nice. It's nice and thin. We'll go ahead and take the tablet out of the mobile dock just for a moment to show you the look and feel of the tablet. Now it easily is removed just by sliding this over, and you can pop it out. Got a nice sturdy hinge on the mobile dock there. But anyways, checking out the Asus Transformer Pad here, we do have a nice thin profile. It's 9.9 millimeters thick. Now that's pretty much industry standard. This is a basic tablet thinness. Compared here to the original Galaxy Tab, you can see not too much of a difference. The Galaxy Tab is actually a bit thinner, not too much heavier. Anyways, they are about the same size tablet. The bezels are a bit smaller, but the screen on each is 10.1 inches. Now, anyways, this is packing a 8 megapixel rear-facing camera. We've got a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera. Now, the lens on the rear camera is really great. It has a 5-element lens. It has a really nice aperture as well. Anyways, the 10.1-inch display has IPS technology in plane switching. It means it's an LCD display, and it's coming in with a resolution of 1280 by 800. This also has 10-finger multi-touch support, which is pretty amazing. Now, anyways, this device is packing the Tegra 3 quad-core processor, which is actually a 5-core processor in essence. The 5th core is just a small little core that's clocked at 500 megahertz, used for when you're not doing intensive applications or anything like that. So it's a really power-saving design. Anyways, it's clocked at 1.2 gigahertz. We have our connector pin here. We've got our two ports to attach to our mobile dock. We've got our HDMI port, or mini HDMI. This is our mini SD port. Got our volume rocker here. We've got our power button atop. We have our 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Have our speaker right here. Now, that's only one speaker on this device, which is somewhat of a downfall in my eyes, but it does have the Asus Sonic Master technology. Now, the Sonic Master technology is a nice little technology. They've implemented some software. It sounds pretty nice, but your hand can somewhat cover the speaker back here when you're holding it in landscape mode. That's not necessarily awesome in my book. But anyways, this is running the Android Ice Cream Sandwich operating system. If we go into the settings and go into the About tablet, we can see we're running the 4.0.3. I do have a system update available, so I'll install that after the video, and we might see some newer operating system coming onto this. Now, I have rooted this device, but this is running the stock firmware. I flashed it back to stock. It's not rooted anymore. Everything is 100% stock. So anyways, it's got a nice user interface. We have our Asus custom user interface. We have our recent window. We can kill all of our recent apps that we're running right here. We've got our home button, and then we've got our back, just 3 on-screen soft keys. We've got our status bar here with our Asus settings here. We've got our performance mode, our battery saver mode, and then our balanced mode. Now, the performance is what you're going to want to be running if you're playing any games, watching some HD video. Everything will just look nice. We've got our auto rotate toggle, Wi-Fi settings here, Bluetooth as well. We can scroll through, have our sound settings, turn on sync, and then turn on our GPS. Anyways, going into the full settings, we have our Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and data usage, as we usually do. And under the more settings, we have virtual private networks, airplane mode, tethering, and Wi-Fi direct. We've got our sound settings, we've got display. Now, this display is not as enhanced as the Transformer Prime, but it's still really great. It still has really great viewing conditions, especially when it's turned all the way up. You're not really going to need that indoors. but I always find IPS displays to be pretty reflective. So going down through our settings menu, we've got our Asus customized settings. We can choose which button is actually programmed to take a screenshot. We can choose the screenshot file format, our performance mode like was accessible from the status bar. We have our quick settings in our notification panel. We have our system bar lock. We have our mouse and touchpad settings for when we're connected to our mobile dock. We also have our battery saving features. Anyways, we just got our regular ice cream sandwich features here. Our regular developer options with 2D hardware acceleration and all that. A lot of great stuff. So anyways, we'll go back. We've got a few intuitive apps on the Asus tablet here. We've got the MyZine widget. This also just is basically an aggregator of weather, emails, calendar events, your books. You've got your browser here, and then you have music. I have no music on this device. Okay, so let's just pop this device in the mobile dock quickly and get a nice feel for how it interacts with the mobile dock. Now this is a really quality mobile dock. It's a lot better than the other manufacturers that make mobile docks. As you can see here, we'll compare it to the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1 mobile dock. The Galaxy Tab, you cannot actually fold it up. It's not going to be a nice clamshell design like a netbook, and it does not have support for the newer Galaxy Tab models. But it does have raised keys, much like the mobile dock for the Asus. We have our keys coming out of the body here. That's always quality. We have all of our different shortcuts. We've got home here. We've got our search as well. We can go back with the top left button, control our Wi-Fi and Bluetooth from here, as well as disable our mouse pad and our little clickable dock there. We have our brightness settings. We can go to our camera, browser, regular settings. Just everything is accessible right from this keyboard. So anyways, once we are plugged in and using our little touchpad here, we do have the on-screen mouse. And the on-screen mouse has some intuitive gesture support, much like most laptops. If you use two fingers, you can long press and hold an item. You can also move it around and stuff like that. Now also, if you use two finger gestures, you can go right and left fairly easily. Now that's also in applications that works. So if we're in the Play Store, we'll just let that load up. We can scroll up and down by simply using two finger gestures. And then once in a subcategory, we can go left and right with our two finger gestures as well. So it's a really intuitive application. You can simply click, and then you can also double click or hold, the same as touching and holding by using two fingers. Dock does add the extra battery life, as I said, an extra 15 hours if you have it fully charged. As you see, our Asus pad is at 92%, and then we would have our keyboard percentage right there. Now that's one of the intuitive apps, widgets actually from Asus. We have all sorts of different widgets here. We've got our task manager. We'll bring that out and actually set that on our other screen here. And like I recently said, the MyZine application. We've got our battery manager here. Our Asus weather just looks really nice. So do our emails. And then we have all our usual Google widgets there as well. Now anyways, this is the Tegra 3, so let's go to our task manager, kill all these apps, and then let's do a quadrant test as well as some gaming tests just to show you how good the Tegra 3 does perform. So let's make sure all of our apps are clear. So we have no memory being used up. We'll turn it on in performance mode, and then we'll do a quadrant test. See what we get for scores. We'll run a full benchmark. Just going to let that go. We'll return right after this. Okay, so we'll send for our results. The Tegra 3 was pushing 60 frames a second, which is pretty nice. We did get 4,049. That's right below the Transformer Prime. It's basically the same thing. The Tegra 3 does run really fast. Now the HTC One X is also running the Tegra 3. It looks like we're pretty even across the board in all areas. The CPU is just a little different. Now this can be overclocked when rooted and ROMmed. Also running a custom kernel, which I have done. But anyways, we'll just stick with the stock. We'll try and play some games here. Now, the Global application was actually preloaded on the device, and it was made specifically for the Tegra 3 just to demonstrate some of the cool graphics. Now you can also hear our sound, our Sonic Master technology. And basically you can see that the curtains are waving and stuff when the ball goes through. Now that's specific to the Tegra 3 devices. My orientation's a bit off, but you can see the nice colors and everything kind of reflecting off of the glow ball. The main feature of this, basically the waving curtains, courtesy of the Tegra 3. You see we have our NVIDIA logo up there. Nice reflections. The toppling of the barrels. And then our big old clown. So what we're